Hi Chevra, welcome back to the Short Fort. We're back from Eretz Yisrael, and I want to bring you a message from there. And it's difficult times that surrounded our trip. We went from inspiration to inspiration, and unfortunately there's tragedy that we're dealing with as we came home and hearing about three young men who were killed senselessly, murdered, and the division that's threatening to tear the fabric of the Jewish people apart in Israel in a way that we haven't seen, perhaps many of us in our lifetimes. It's almost a fear that a darkness is descending upon Medinat Yisrael and Am Yisrael. So I'd like to give us a message of light to counteract that darkness. As we lay in Parshat Zachor, remember, we always have to remember Amalek. We always have to remember what they did, how they attacked. We always have to remember how in every generation there are Amaleks out there that are trying to marshal the forces of darkness, of evil, and have a great darkness descend upon the Jewish people. We see it in the Megillah. We see Haman, a descendant of Amalek, both physically and spiritually. And darkness fell, essentially. We thought it did. But it didn't. The sun was still there. It hadn't set. And Esther, in the most unlikeliest of places, placed as the queen in the palace itself, is able to save the Jewish people and continue the eternity of our existence. If you think about the Amalek story, not in Kitetse, where we read Zachor from, but in Bishalach, it says that they fought all day. And it says Moshe's hands got so tired, and they're like sort of holding him up. Aaron and Hur are holding up his hands, and says, V'yihia dav emunad bo hashamesh, that his hands were faithful, where his hands were like inspired faith, or they had faith until the sun set. And essentially what Rashi says is that the Amalek kept waiting for that time in the day. The day got longer and longer, and they're like, oh, our astrologers, our necromancers told us, that this will be the time that we'll be able to defeat the Jewish people. And Hashem never allowed that time to go. He just, the sun stood still, and it confused them. And I think what's really happening is Hashem wouldn't allow darkness to descend. The sun and its rays, the light was still there. And that is the secret of our eternity. That is the emunah that we have, the faith that we have in a Hashem that loves us, in a Hashem that takes care of us, that helps us bring about the end of conflict and to find resolutions and peace. As dark as it may seem, the sun is still there. And Hashem holds on to that light. And we need to hold on to faith in that light as well. And I leave you with a beautiful image of us davening at that place in Beit El, where the sun is about to set. The sun is sort of setting. And Yaakov davens. Well, that's where we davened as well when we left on Sunday. May that light continue. May the sun, may the darkness not fall. And may light always reign supreme, so we can see La Yehudim Haita Ora V'Simcha V'Sason V'Yakar Kein Tiyeh Lanu.